I'm probably taking a huge shit on people's quote-unquote Southern pride, but when one's pride is deep-rooted in racism and hatred, why exactly should I respect it, and why should I not call it into question? And what better symbol to use for rampant bigotry than the Confederate flag? Okay, maybe a swastika, but the Confederate flag is definitely up there. And I do actually consider the Confederate flag a hate symbol because let's not kid ourselves. The Confederate flag was the symbol of the Confederacy, the states that wanted to secede from the Union because they wanted to keep their slaves. And I hear stupid Southerners swear up and down constantly, oh, it has nothing to do with racism. We actually disavow the races that fly the Confederate flag, and we actually disavow what the Confederacy tried to do, but we're just honoring our heritage and our family members that fought and died in the Civil War. Yeah, totally. It's all about heritage, definitely. You don't see large swaths of people flying around swastikas because they're quote unquote honoring their heritage. Because more people kind of sort of know what that symbol stands for and are aware of the utter atrocities committed by the party that utilized said symbol, so that's why you're far more likely to be condemned for flying around a swastika than a Confederate flag. But I do wish more people had this sort of attitude surrounding the Confederate flag. But the problem here is we're so far removed from the Civil War compared to World War II, where we still have some Holocaust survivors alive today, but in the Civil War's case, everyone involved is long dead, so we don't really have to worry about the ramifications of flying around this flag, because all of the people who were enslaved by the Confederate States are also long dead, so we don't have to worry about catering to them. And of course, it's not as fresh of a piece of history as World War II is, but even still, I want to see this flag be fucking abolished finally. At least in the sense that it's not flown in any public area anymore, like say a park, or in front of a government building where anyone could fucking see it, especially black people, who were once seen as pieces of property in this country, and that's exactly what this symbol stands for, continuing to own black people as a piece of property. Please answer this question. In the year 2021, what place does this flag hold in this country? And I know people say constantly, well, we fly this flag because we want to preserve history, not erase it, as if not flying the Confederate flag anymore in a public area just automatically erases the Civil War from the minds of everyone. It's just a piece of history that is completely forgotten and not taught in schools anymore. That's just fucking preposterous. Just because it wouldn't be flown in a public area anymore doesn't mean it just erases the Civil War from everyone's minds. We don't need to constantly see a hate symbol where it doesn't belong to just remember a piece of history from 150 plus years ago. Because imagine being a black person in the South who, again, would have been seen as property at a certain point in this country's history, and having to see this symbol all the damn time on public property or on someone's private property. It tells them that, this country is still very much hateful. We may not have slavery anymore, but hey, we still have plenty of people who proudly waves around the symbol of the people who fought to preserve it. It's just utterly ridiculous that in the year 2021 we are still arguing whether or not this is a hate symbol, whether or not this should be flown on any piece of public property. Just fucking give it up already. The Confederacy lost. I don't know if you got the memo yet, but the Confederacy lost the Civil War. You're waving around the loser flag. And not to mention, of course, you're waving around the traitor flag. It's so funny that the same exact people who will get on your ass for not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance are the ones that fly around the Confederate flag, the symbol of the people that literally wanted to leave the United States because they wanted to keep their slaves. The hypocrisy of conservatives knows no bounds. But anyways, your family members who fought in the Civil War are long dead, and guess what? If they fought for the Confederacy, I consider them pieces of shit. Why should I hold bigots in reverence because they fought and died to keep other people as property? It's starting to get a little sus, don't you think? Remember the people I mentioned at the beginning of the video who claim that it has nothing to do with racism? Of course not. And they supposedly disavow the quote-unquote actual racists that fly this flag. Well, if you're supposedly not racist, why do you hold the Confederacy in such high regard? And why do you whine and moan whenever statues of racist figures like Robert E. Lee are taken down? Because those people kind of sort of fought to preserve slavery in this country. Those who sided with the Confederacy Confederacy were rampant bigots who saw other people with different colors of skin as property. So maybe, just maybe, it kind of sort of does have to do with racism. Maybe you kind of like that they did that. And maybe the whole Southern pride thing is all just a cover-up for why you really fly this flag. Again, the Confederate flag is a hate symbol, and I don't give a shit. Anyone who flies this flag is a hateful piece of shit. This flag represented disgusting, hateful, treacherous pieces of shit. It had no place in this country following the Civil War, and it especially has no place in this country in the year 2021. The Confederacy lost. Get the fuck over it. I hold no reverence in my heart for anyone who fought for the Confederacy. And if you proudly fly this flag, well, fuck you. I want absolutely nothing to do with you. I don't give a shit if you take any contention with that, because you are flying around a hate symbol. If your pride stems from rampant bigotry and the fight to continue to own other people of different skin color as property, then perhaps you should seriously reconsider what it is you take pride in. That relative of yours that fought for the Confederacy is long dead. You sure as shit never met them, so you have no reason to hold them in reverence, and quite frankly, they're treacherous scum, not worthy of being praised whatso fucking ever. Fuck them and fuck you. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.